And the massive amount of horror games I've played since I was just a little boy, there's only a small handful of games that really scared me without any jump scares. But I also just get scared easily. I mean, I got scared at a game that looked like this. But this game had done irreversible damage to me. Finding a horror game with a good storyline is less likely to happen if you were to win the lottery 10 times for 7 days in a row.
Flo, what's the name of the game?
Shh, that don't matter yet. With only 6 characters, with only 2 hours of gameplay, with no voice acting.
Flo, what's the game called?
Shut your ass up. This game had managed to shake me more than any other game I've ever played. What's the name of the game, you ask? For the 3rd time now? Well, it's called Mouthwashing. Immediately once I press play, the game is already dropping me backstory. I'm on a long haul space freighter called Tolpar. There's 5 humans on board. The trip is gonna take longer than a year, and we're only 5 months in. And I wouldn't imagine it means that much, right? 0 days before the crash. It looks like we're the captain of the plane, and there's a big ass rock to our right that we need to not crash into. But luckily, since we're the captain, we can kind of just turn left. Okay, but why do we only have the option to steer this plane right? Like, why are we trying to kill ourselves? Well, since this plane is gonna crash, we decided to just run away. You could tell our character was tweaking though, because why was there so many posters on the wall? And we can hear a baby crying too, so maybe the captain has some like trauma or something. But anyways, I got jump scared and then my computer just crashed. Wait, that was a cool ass transition though. It seems we survived the crash though. Well, let me introduce you to our 3 characters in front of us. This girl right here is Anya. She's a nurse, not a good one, but still a nurse, I think. Here we have Daisuke, or Daisuke, whatever you want to call him, but I'm going with Daisuke, okay? He's just a guy in his 20s, pretty chill. I imagine he's a guy that would surf in his free time. And then we got Swansea, maybe mid-40s, possibly from like New York or Boston or something like that. But anyways, he keeps it real, and that's all that matters sometimes. And finally, me, Jimmy. We don't know what he looks like, but it seems like he's a little bit aggressive at times. Anyways, 2 months after the crash, we begin talking about getting into some cargo, but it's locked and the only way to get in was some code scanner we didn't have. Well, what we knew was that only the captain was allowed to use it, so there was only one place for us to look. The cockpit, right? But on our way, we run into Swansea. He says nobody can go into the utility room because it's filled with emergency foam because of the crash, and one wrong swing at the foam would send us all into space. But anywho, let's go to the cockpit. Holy, this place is in terrible shape. But at least we found the scanner. But before we opened the cargo, Swansea thought to gather everyone else. So I went running for Anya, who was attending to our 5th crewmate. This is Curly. I mean, what can I even say about this guy? Some backstory is that he was our captain before he crashed our plane. And now that he's in a condition like this, Jimmy's the new captain. Anya is complaining about feeding Curly the painkillers because she can't bear to listen any longer, and sometimes I wonder, how did she make it through a medical school if she was sensitive to that stuff? But Jimmy, being the aggressive man he is, he makes Anya feel bad and then decides to give Curly the painkillers himself, which sounded disgusting, by the way. I'm on Anya's side. Anya deadass skirted off, so when I found her, she asked me something odd. Why do you think he did it? Does it matter? What answer would make you feel any better? I have to believe that our worst moments don't make us monsters, Jim. He tried to take us all down with him, Anya. Okay, anyways, time to open up the cargo and find out what we've been shipping on this long haul freighter plane. Holy that is a lot of boxes. Oh, my game crashed again. I'm gonna have to get used to this transition. If you guys aren't following, since we're now playing from a perspective before the crash, we play as Curly instead of Jimmy. We seem to be in the middle of a psychological evaluation, so we're skipping that part. Wait. Editor flow. Go back really quick. I have found myself sexually excited at the sight of cartoon horses? What could Anya possibly be talking about right now? Oh. It's just what Jimmy was saying to her during their evaluation. Anyways, since Jimmy wasn't taking the evaluation seriously, Curly volunteered to be the one to evaluate him because they've known each other so long Jimmy won't play games. So Curly went on his way to find Jimmy, which now we get to see his face in, oh my. We find out that Daisuke was actually added to the crew last minute, and now there was 5 people on board with only 4 cryostasis pods. And hold on, who was in the studio for this? This guy Daisuke is stuck in foam. It gets to a point, dude. Wait. To a?
To. You gotta put like an emphasis on like to, not like to. Yeah, say alright, all together. To.
Anyways, we started heading towards the cockpit when something began to feel a bit different. I don't remember this hallway being this long, and I do not remember there being stairs. Curly has got to be having some sort of psychological breakdown or something right now. Yeah, because I definitely didn't have to jump into darkness to get to the cockpit. What the hell is this, blood? Oh. Ooh, not gonna lie, the stars actually look pretty nice. What the fuck? Yo, Curly is tweaking the fuck out right now. Dude, ladders and emergencies, what could that even mean? Somebody tell me in the comments below. We made it to some white space with a door in the distance, and oh, funny, we made it to the cockpit. And we had a really deep talk with Jimmy talking about life and if Curly was enough, and if he should just keep being a captain just because he's good at it, or try something new even if he was bad at it. But interrupting us was a loud ass beep letting us know we just received a message from Pony Express headquarters. Oh, you said you don't know what Pony Express is because I didn't explain it? Well, not to fear, Flo is here. Pony Express is just the company the crew works for, and that's all there is to it. Well, let's read what it says. Oh, and my... Wait, oh, that's just the transition. What does that even say, dude? The game threw me in some dark ass room with tons of boxes, but I ignored them because there was something else in this room. Dragon Breath presents. A revolutionary new dental hygiene product. Brand new formula designed to kill bacteria and kill germs without leaving a bad taste. Dragon Breath X Mouthwash. All day fire fresh. Consult with your local dental hygiene specialist before, during, and after you use a hybrid flavor. Oh, okay. So the whole year trip is for mouthwash. Oh wait, Swansea, you said 14% ethanol? Never mind, pass a bottle over, Swansea, it's time to party! Oh, never mind. We just let someone that was 15 years sober drink a lot of ethanol. That's not good. Well, let's hope this doesn't change us at all. Break the news? What type of letter did they send Curly, dude? Oh no. Of course today of all days they want to throw me a surprise birthday party. And since I'm captain, I'm the only one with access to make the cake. So, you know, I made the cake. Before we ate, everybody wanted me to say a speech, but I clearly wasn't in the right headspace because Jimmy asked me what's wrong, and I told them what was on the paper. And with further research, the letter said that Anya, Swansea, and Jimmy were getting fired, and Curly was being promoted. Feel like that's hard news to just drop on them, but at least they're getting paid for this delivery, right? Okay, they're mad, and that makes sense. I'd be mad too if I was on a year-long plane ride, and I got fired midway through. I'd hate Pony Express, but Jimmy, on the other hand, got mad at me! What did I do? This was my sign that Jimmy wasn't a good person. And look at him guilt-tripping me too, talking about headed for bigger and better, right? This guy always mad, man. Like, can he just... Yes, sir. Let's just have our cake. Okay, Jimmy? Oh, and we're going to another timeline. Who the hell is tweaking? It's Carly. How bad is he hurting, dude? But we can't give him painkillers before we know if he's had them already or not. So time to find Anya. I feel like every time I have to look for something, it's in the cockpit, dude. You know, we found her talking to Swansea at night. Anyways, we pressed Anya because that's all Jimmy does, and we went to go feed Curly his pills. And if you thought the first time sounded disgusting when feeding him, you thought wrong. Like, it made me genuinely react, and I recorded this at 6 a.m. in the morning.
What is going on?
What could Jimmy possibly be doing to Curly, dude? And then he's just quiet. Oh, my game's tweaking. Oh, wonder where I'll end up this time. What the fuck? What does this mean? We should have some. Bro, Jimmy is off some hard mouthwash right now. We had to cut the cake, so I went to go find a knife, and like I said, whenever you have to find something, go for the cockpit. Funny enough, there was an axe. I don't think we need an axe though, Jimmy. Jimmy is going through some sort of mental nightmare or some shit, cause what the fuck is this? And why is Curly on the table? Don't tell me I'm eating. Oh my god. Another timeline, still 2 months after the crash, nothing too bad could have happened. Daisuke, the mouthwash got to him. GG's, bro. This guy actually had a nice moment though, reminiscing about his life before this trip and how nice his mom was and all that. And he told us to just take the mouthwash from him and leave him alone, so that's what we did. We went up to the lounge and found Anya, also staring at mouthwash. She said she was thinking about drinking it, but knows it's not right for her. Then out of nowhere, she dropped some crazy info. That we have more medicine stored in a locker, so the medicine that's in the medical room isn't all of it. It's covered in foam, but she thinks it's possible to get in. But now we need an axe to break down the foam, so I know I needed to find Swansea. I went looking over the whole map, and I still couldn't find him. So I went back to the lounge and I found him, and he's low-key hitting that shit too. We asked him for the axe, and obviously he wasn't happy about it, and he sort of crashed out. Weirdly enough, the screen looks kind of cool now. But the good news was, we got the axe. So let's break down that fucking foam, yo. We got the medicine, and Anya actually decided to jump scare me. Look, you can actually see me move my mouse in fear. She was praising me, and you know it was actually nice? But then she asked me to give Curly painkillers. She couldn't have made a worse decision. Do you not know who you're talking to, Anya? Jimmy decided to chew her out, and mid-crash out, the game glitches talking about take responsibility? Why is he actually crashing out though? Talking about, it's find the code scanner. Then figure out the door code, get the axe, chop up the foam, but not too much. And best of all, give Curly his fucking medicine. But I'm bearing it. I have to, because the captain has to take fucking responsibility on this goddamn ship. And then this damn take responsibility thing pops up again. And also, I'd love to point out, the responsibilities Jimmy listed out, low-key wasn't a lot. But in conclusion, we went to go give Curly his painkillers. And after all this, we got thrown into another timeline. But this one was a little different. This part genuinely had me tweaking. I'm hearing banging on the door and Swansea is screaming at me. Assuming I'm Jimmy, I must have done some dumb shit for Swansea to be this mad. I was just trying to lock the room with the rope and a crowbar, but then, oh my god, this guy broke into the window! Oh, a new timeline. We're back to playing as Curly because this is before the crash. Looks like we're having a late night talk with Anya. She told us about how she actually likes the nighttime screen, and she looks at it so much that she realized there's a dead pixel in the upper right corner, which I searched up online, and there's tons of different like interpretations of what she meant by that, as if it was like a metaphor for something. The interpretation that makes the most sense is one that I can't say yet because it'll spoil something in the game in the near future. I'll mention it later though. Anya asked, why do you think Pony Express put a lock on the medical room door, but not in the sleeping quarters? And I replied saying the same reason they put locks on the cockpit. Safety. They need to stop scaring me with these pop-ups. Okay, we're finally making progress. We have 4 months after the crash now. First thing thrown at me is Daisuke screaming, talking about, Jimmy, help! He said that Anya is stuck in the medical room, and honestly, this was low-key bad. We needed her, and all of our supplies was locked in there too. So let's go have a look.
Anya, I brought Jimmy. We're here to rescue you. Don't worry. Don't panic. Hey, the lock's broken.
Hey! Anya! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jimmy. Oh, the rest of our medicine stash is in there too. This could be bad. Did you try to really put your back into it? Anya, is the door stuck? No. Huh? What do you mean? Look, we're all stressed.
But you can't go breaking down at every little hardship. Open the damn door!
You were right. You were right all along. I should have done this from the beginning. I always believed that our worst moments didn't define us, didn't make us beyond repair. You think I wanted this either? Make no mistake, this isn't my worst moment. Far from it. It's the best one I'll ever make.
Open the door.
I'll take care of it.
And thank you to Joe Tastic for letting me use his clips in this video. His content is funny as hell, so y'all should go subscribe to him. Daisuke and Swansea know the internals of the ship most, because Swansea is the engineer and Daisuke is taking after Swansea. So we made up a plan to make Daisuke crawl through a vent from utility to medical, but the only problem is, we already know who's blocking that damn utility door. We asked him to let us in, but his answer wasn't shocking. He just told us no. Told us letting us scratch at the foam wall would be useless, and we would tear this goddamn ship a new asshole? But long story short, he's not letting us in. Well, my game's glitching again. I wonder what could go wrong this time. Daisuke! What could possibly be going on in this timeline? I did research on what judgment meant, and there wasn't an exact meaning, but the best interpretation of what it meant was from this guy on Reddit. In the Bible, the process of deciding what will happen to us after our life here on Earth is called the judgment. Is one source I found and the easiest one for me to understand. Smiley face. Daisuke is literally about to die, and Jimmy's talking about, I can fix this. Thankfully, Swansea presses him, because what is he talking about? Swansea told us to go grab some disinfectant, but apparently we don't have any more because of a cocktail. What is this guy blabbering about? We went to go look for disinfectant, but the first place I went to go look at was medical, and what the fuck is going on with my game? I don't know what this could have meant, but it looked cool, so I was fucking with it. I'm gonna be real. I next went to the cargo room, and the stairs were not this long, dude. And this game keeps talking about take responsibility. Be quiet? What the hell does that mean? Editor flow here. This part of the game I didn't really like, so I'm kind of just gonna summarize this really quick. I had to reach the end of this big ass room while being quiet whenever this horse looking guy came close to me, and it took me like 25 minutes, which was pretty embarrassing, but I made it nonetheless. And at the end was Polly holding mouthwash, and once we took it, we got back to Daisuke and we gave him the disinfectant. But I swear, every time the screen goes black when Jimmy is doing something, it sounds like he's actually beating up the guy. Like, what am I hearing? We're back to trying to get into utility to get to the vent, and Jimmy had probably his best idea this whole game. Make a cocktail and make it so strong it knocks out Swansea so we can get into utility. So we made it with mouthwash and isopropyl. I can't tell if this was gonna knock him out or straight up fucking kill him. But we convinced Swansea it was to keep everybody's spirits high, but honestly, I don't think Swansea cared what it was for. He literally snatched it out of my hands. I don't know if Daisuke hit a nerve somehow, but Swansea just started acting out, talking about who even let him board, and then he finishes off his rant with, may we never go to hell, but always be on our way. And straight chugs it. This man is slumped. We finally had our route into utility. Now we just needed to see how much foam was in there, since Swansea's been saying it's useless to even try to cut down the foam. There's almost no foam in here. This is where the cryostasis pods are. They freeze you for 20 years. Daisuke doesn't seem to grasp what happened, talking about how busy Swansea was cutting down the foam. Thankfully, Jimmy wasn't as dumb, straight out saying there was never any foam in here, and Swansea knew, trying to save the one working cryostasis pod for himself. But to stay focused, we went to the vent and realized it was clearly unsafe in there. There was tons of cords that were sparking, so I'd imagine it wasn't safe to crawl through. But Jimmy being Jimmy, we made Daisuke go in there anyways, gaslighting him to thinking it would make everyone proud. But that's fine. Seems like Daisuke is getting in there just fine. I hope nothing wrong happens to him. Wait, didn't Daisuke need disinfectant because he was injured? I wonder where he got that from. Jimmy, you're a dickhead. Well, at least he's alive. What happened to Anya, Daisuke? Daisuke! Seems like we're back to playing as Curly. Got real odd really quick though, considering my objective was find the gun. What could Curly possibly want a gun for a day before the crash happened? Like I always say though, whenever the game wants you to find something, you go to the cockpit. And funny enough, we found the gun. Wait, Anya? I thought it was gonna get sentimental, but Curly had other plans screaming at her talking about, where is it? Damn, Curly. But he's low-key right. Anya shouldn't be trying to hurt herself because she's getting fired from Pony Express. But Curly likes to make good points at the most random time. He mentioned that since Anya was our nurse, she never got psych evals, and now the sentimental moments were kicking in. And Anya pointed out she can't even get the gun because it's locked in a case that only the captain can open, but she hid the case itself. Honestly, they was moving like they were a couple for a second. And when I was low-key convinced they were a cute couple for a second, my dreams got shut down. I was clearly shocked. Look how long I was on that text for. But now the question is, who would you... Oh, Curly took it right out of my mouth. Curly said we could fix this. Curly said he knew the guy for a long time, so we'll talk to him. I only remember one other time that Curly mentioned knowing someone for a long time. Anyways, since Jimmy wasn't taking the evaluation seriously, Curly volunteered to be the one to evaluate him because they've known each other so long Jimmy won't play games. Jimmy did the dirty with Anya? But wait, it gets worse, guys. Anya wanted the gun so she could protect herself, but since she couldn't get it, she hid the case so Jimmy couldn't get it either, which gives off vibes that this pregnancy was, you know, not from a place of consent, so we don't really... never mind. The bleeding won't stop? Bro, Daisuke is actually gonna die here because of Jimmy. And all this guy talks about is, I can fix this. Like he's freaking Fix-It Felix, man. Swansea was trying to get to him, but Daisuke was clearly unable to respond. So Swansea pulls out the fucking axe? Dude, everybody here has gone insane. But at this point, I think if Swansea does this, it's to end Daisuke's suffering. Swansea loves his speeches though, I'm not gonna lie. But long story short, he genuinely likes Daisuke, but this is for the better. Close your eyes, Daisuke. In the head, Swansea? You know what? I get it, Swansea. I've played The Walking Dead. Okay, in all seriousness, can Jimmy shut up? When will he realize he don't fix shit? Right, Swansea? It's done here. End his suffering. We are over. Oh shit, now Jimmy wants to bring up the utility room having no foam? Accusing Swansea of telling Anya random things? What is going on right now? But Jimmy does make a point though, saying it's selfish for Swansea to make sure he's the one who gets in the pod. Swansea, what does that mean? Jimmy definitely did wrong things to Anya. Maybe that's why she pressed about the sleeping quarters not having locks. But Swansea has lost all care, not gonna lie. So Swansea literally offered the cryopod and said Jimmy can tell whatever story to the press whenever somebody finds his body. But I walked away and we just find Anya's lifeless body. She OD'd, bro. I actually feel bad, dude. Anya was so innocent. But the game wanted me to ignore her entirely with the case to the gun. And when I grabbed it, Curly just laughed. This moment is just so unsettling. Not gonna lie, I was ready to shoot anybody with this thing though. I tried whipping it out on Curly immediately, but didn't work. So I went to leave and okay. Can we get a frame-by-frame replay on how fast I pulled the gun out though? I'm really the Flash, dude. Oh, you told Jimmy you're pregnant? I mean, Curly sounded pressed that Anya spoke about it, which is kind of weird. But anyways, we went to go speak to Jimmy. What is it with people talking about I can fix this? It sounds like Jimmy already knows he's cooked. He knows he was gonna go to jail once they land because he literally assaulted Anya and everybody knows. But this is really odd because why is Curly just like accepting this? I get it's your friend and all, but dude, he's literally a fucking loser. In the game Flash, take responsibility again. And is that Curly? Holy frickin' moly. I mean, who wouldn't want a man like him in our lives? They did him so wrong though. He looked so bad with all the bandages. Enough of that though. They literally had some sentimental ass moment and then the game goes black. System failure? Dude, what the fuck is going on? Wait. Jimmy, please don't tell me. Dude, what the fuck? The dots are connecting. It wasn't Curly that blew up the plane. It was Jimmy. He was so scared that he would go to jail that he tried to take down everybody with him. And since Curly was in the cockpit and they all survived, Jimmy blamed it on Curly. And at the start of the game, when we were playing the POV of crashing the ship, we literally heard a baby crying as if Jimmy knew he literally impregnated Anya. This game is actually crazy. Oh, and Jimmy is having another psychotic episode right now. Because why is Daisuke and Anya alive? And Swansea has a bullet in his head. And Curly is just laying on the table. Why are we cutting Curly's leg off? Jimmy is a fucking freak. Straight talking to dead bodies and a barely alive Curly. Well, back to another timeline. What is even going on anymore? I genuinely can't tell. I'm in a flipping vent right now. Okay, and I won't lie here. This part of the game was pretty boring, so I'm kind of just gonna skip this part. This game really loves focusing on responsibility though. Jimmy is tweaking beyond new levels. I'm in another vent now, but once we got out, we found Swansea tied up with a gun in front of him. And all we could do was aim it at him. I'm sorry, Swansea. Oh, and we're in some cemetery shit now, with Swansea running around. Not gonna lie, this part was actually scary. I really whiffed on this guy like I was playing COD. Bitch ass nigga, hold that shit.
I have something to say. So shut the fuck up and listen. I've spent 13 of my years half cut up to my eyeballs. Junk, to put it mildly. Then I saw it. A street light shining in my face. 500 gigawatts of power of God. A vision of my bloated body found in some ditch scared me straight. So I got a color shirt, mortgage, and a credit card. All the things that make a good man. I hope that could have raised my children to be better than their old man. I wanted to believe I was never one setback away from my worst self. But the truth is, discipline, drive, routine, the endless fucking desperation to get shit done. A loving wife, great kids, sobriety. I'm telling you, accomplishments I've been chasing all my life never felt as good as I expected when I crossed that finish line. So now that we're at the end, taking inventory, those nights spinning out of my head, sinking into the sofa, broken glass in my palms, bleeding dry, the funniest thing ever. Old dogs laughing and snarling on the waterbed floor, mocking the moon for daring to show its face. All nausea and wreckage and vomit and ugly cruelty. The only problem in the world is an empty bottle. Those were the best days of my life. Yeah, those were the best days of my life. I've got nothing to hide. Ready to face the music. I can see myself for what I am. But you cowardly, selfish motherfucker, and you can't even see it. I should have been able to protect the kid. If I could have done one thing right, I wish it could have been to give him one small chance off this goddamn rock.
Swansea, we're going to fix everything. We're going to make it.
Fuck you.
Looks like we already took responsibility, game. But since this game has no remorse for my feelings, it didn't end there. I kept walking through the Tulpar to the point where I was running in circles and oh, hi Curly. Dude, Jimmy is always having some sort of episodes. How was he passing psych evals? Anyways, we finally got out and ended up seeing Curly tied up on some wall with gears, and there was a TV blasting a banger. But you can never have nice things in this game. Cause what does it mean take Curly's leg? Feast? Bro, this game is disgusting. I just fed Curly his leg, and he threw it up. I'm straight up playing Where's My Water with this guy's intestines and feeding him his own leg. What type of game am I playing right now? Is this even horror? I don't even want to see this shit no more. Editor Flow, you gotta skip this. Thank you, Editor Flow. Jimmy entered yet another episode, and he's in the TV, walking in space. Oh, and that's Curly. On fire. Jimmy is full on having a conversation with Curly in his head right now. But all I got from it is that Curly is once again taking responsibility. Jimmy, are you good, bro? Guy wants to act like he's a hero in this situation, talking about how he made a mistake, like he didn't blow up the ship, S8 Anya, made Daisuke go through a vent that was clearly unsafe, and shot Swansea in the head. And on top of all of that, he made it look like Curly was the monster in this situation that crashed the plane. I mean, my goodness. I would love to have him as a teammate on Among Us though. Okay, this game really likes responsibility. What the fuck? Don't tell me it's what I think it is. I don't even know what I'm doing right now, but I'm starting to think this has something to do with Anya. Why does this shit got eyes, dude? Jimmy has to be in some hardcore mouthwash right now. Why the fuck is this shaking? Oh. Well, all clean, I guess. Dude, that shit said, I hope this hurts. Is that not what it said at the start of the game? And now it's literally spamming it like it gets to a point. Oh, and funny enough, we still in event. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, this was like another mini game, I swear. I didn't know how to beat it, but I got caught a couple of times and I just got sent to a very odd room. It had all the crewmates' IDs just floating around and on the wall as well. Mouthwash bottles coming down the stairs. Who had to animate all this though? Props to them. Now I'm in the cargo room talking to Polly. The fucking mascot? Yeah, Jimmy needs to put it down. He's having a conversation with a mascot right now. None of this matters. Jimmy is just sharing that he feels bad for Curly as if he didn't fuck up everything. Great question. Why are we so concerned with this guy? And we're back to the dead bodies and Curly just flat out on the table with his leg cut off. We picked Curly up and we brought him to the last cryostasis pod. Now we're playing as Curly. And Jimmy had this last little speech. I would let it play through, but he's been pissing me off talking about we fixed it. Oh, he fixed it. Well, I mean, at least he's letting Curly live, but Jimmy's obviously scared of going home because all of this dumb shit he did on the plane. I mean, what could go wrong though? Jimmy isn't dumb enough to just... Oh. He really just did that. And then the credits just roll. What the fuck? I don't even know what to say. This game was such an experience. It got really crazy around the end, but it was just a great game overall. And with that all said and done, that is the Genius of Mouthwashing. And in conclusion, Jimmy is the dead pixel. Thank you guys for watching while this credit thing plays. I don't know why I still do credits as if this was a movie, but thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like this, and if you guys like more videos, just let me know what game you guys would like in the comments. I take your guys' ideas, so let me know. I'll do them. Just give me an idea. I'll do it. Love y'all. Please subscribe, like the video, comment, let me know, and I'll see y'all in the next episode of whatever Isaiah posts next. Later!